It is now Thursday. I'm not drinking booze. Alright, what? Do I want... Do I want... Maybe I need to talk back to that woman. Alright. Can I go into that apartment and see what's up? I don't want to leave it open.
The dented yellow mailbox.
I'm not going to kick a mailbox. So I need to find that chick. But I don't... Could she be in the mail? No, she's not. She can't. She wouldn't be in that apartment.
The door has braved the elements for decades. Someone is moving. The tenant must be cleaning up. That means you're too late. Nothing more to do here. Better report back to Everard. No answer. As you turn to leave, you hear footsteps on the other side. Yes, someone's definitely home.
We should leave and go talk with Everard. Tell him what happened, that we couldn't open the door.
Oh, first I wanna... Oh, what's this?
This door is made of metal. No one can't.
Let's go. There's nothing.
Okay. I mean, I already know about the issue. Eight in the morning. Apparently there's a man living in a cargo container. Yeah, Everett couldn't open the door. Sorry about that. Unfortunate.
Mr. Dubois, a pleasure as always. You don't have to sit down this time, since you've already sat on that chair.
There's a container with a rich light-bending guy outside.
Mega rich light-bending guy? Oh my god. How did that get in there?
I don't know how he got in.
Damn it to hell, Harry. I specifically told my guys to check all the containers for mega rich light-bending guys.
Tim, you gotta tell him he was in there.
There was a guy in the container. But he didn't bend any light. That was in the detective's head.
Honestly, guys, we might be moving all kinds of suspicious things through this harbor, but I won't be caught transporting the light-bending mega-rich. I have a reputation to protect.
I mean, for God's sakes, you're a socialist.
You're right, Harry. I am a socialist. I'm going to catch the mega-rich guy inside the container and harvest his energy to power the harbor's fog lights. I shudder to think what you're going to tell me next, Harry.
Then you're really gonna like this one.
Not for 1 second did he believe there's an actual mega-rich person somewhere in his container town.
About the weasel?
You fucked up. You waited too long, the weasel came back, and now you can't open the door I asked you to open. Everett forgives, Harry. Don't cry, my boy. It's gonna be all right. I'm still gonna tell you about the murder. That's just the way I am. Benevolent.
I had more time.
Now let's get down to brass tacks. It's time for men like me and you to figure out who's killed who and why. Real police work is gonna start happening now. I promise you, Harry, this is gonna be good.
I mean, I kind of have a suspicion I know who killed who, but go ahead, tell me.
By now, I'm sure you've figured out who the dead man was working for. The bad guys. Wild Pines. Sent to scare us. Another violent measure of the top hats against us flatcaps.
I'm listening.
Harry, this strike is the culmination of many, many mistakes made by the Wild Pines group. They tried to shut the strike down by sending in armed mercenaries.
That's funny. I thought they sent the armed mercenaries to protect Joyce.
You mean our victim?
A security contractor? Can you imagine that? Workers standing in peaceful protest, united in the spirit of fellowship, and they send hired killers to mow us down with machine gun fire?
He performs a motion as if spraying bullets from a machine gun.
I'm talking beasts. Hardened killers from proxy wars in Yisut, Semenine, Sadamoritsa, you name it, they've done it. Raping, killing, burning villages, killing little children for the Senorita Pineapple Company, Harry. Everything they did there, they brought over here. They want to turn Revachol into a third world slum. Honestly, the only thing they didn't do is kill the village elephant.
Hold on, you ever killed village elephant?
No, Harry, the elephant is metaphorical and so is the village, but the mercs and their brutality are very real.
Go on.
Now, I haven't personally witnessed the brutalities out there. I have the luxury of staying in my container, you see. If I need to go somewhere, they just move my container.
They just moved the container?
Yes, I'm an old man, Harry. My legs aren't what they used to be. They lift my office with that big crane. It's actually very fun. You should try it. But enough about me and my fun container. The killers the company hired, I think there were 3 of them, all hardened commando types. One of them got downright suicidal, getting drunk, violent, a little rapey. Even their own negotiator couldn't control him. That's your boy, the one who likes hanging out and trees.
By negotiator, you mean Joyce?
Harry, what you need to realize is, we dock workers are not pushovers. We got grit, Harry. This whole neighborhood does. Push us hard enough and we push back. And when we do, we push to kill.
Wait, the whole neighborhood's on in this?
Potentially, Harry, potentially. We got arm wrestling champions, rowing club people, ex-coal miners, tough guys, all ready to spring into action for their home base.
And who exactly did the pushing?
There's a militant wing inside the Union. A group of people whose duties don't involve manual labor, but peacekeeping in the neighborhood, making sure everything runs smoothly.
That sounds a bit like organized crime.
They're like you guys. Idealistic people who want to make sure bad things don't happen. And if they already have, well, punishment must follow.
But this is illegal.
Again, that sounds like organized crime.
It sounds like organized crime.
So these idealists killed our victim?
One day Titus Hardy, leader of this peacekeeping faction, comes up to me and says, "Boss, socialist democratic fervor drove us to take it upon ourselves to kill this beast that was burdening the land." He probably worded it differently, but that was the idea. Sure sounded to me like they killed him. I gave them 2 weeks paid leave and told them to lay low to avoid retaliation.
Aren't you worried we might arrest them for this?
Oh, I'm not at all worried about that. These are not the kind of men who get arrested. They're Martinez boys, tough and gritty. I'd like to see the man who takes them in. Besides, I sent my lawyer girl to look after them.
If he's just boasting, then it sure doesn't feel like that to you. He's not worried. He places a lot of faith in that lawyer girl. Perhaps this is a tactical error? Anyway.
There was a bullet in the hangman's head.
So they shot him.
He was shot in the head before he was hanged.
How odd. I don't know what to say, Lieutenant. They told me they hanged him. A hanged man is what I saw when I took a look into that yard.
It's impossible to say if he's telling the truth, sire.
What I do know is, the case is in safe hands. If anyone can get to the bottom of this shot and hanged man, it's my two little policemen. Godspeed, policeman.
How do you know the mercenaries were hired by the shipping company?
How do I know? Let me tell you about these people. That's their MO. It's what they do. Last winter, some poor workers in Terminal E went on a little strike. The company sent in Sediment, a security contractor. The strike was over the workers' right to wear protective footwear, Harry. These guys turn up and start beating people. Tell you what, Harry, I wouldn't be surprised if we got the same mercenary company after a little rebranding. And I'm sure as hell not surprised to see an army of scabs under my gates.
So you believe the scabs were organized by the security contractor?
You said it. Hell, one of those guys looks big enough to take down that proverbial elephant. Boys like that don't just happen to show up during strikes.
The name of the company is Kerno this time. It might have been Sediment before.
Of course. You're always one step ahead of me, Harry. I'm no genius. I'm in this position because people like me.
The remaining mercenaries are organizing a tribunal to take out the Hardys, Everett.
Tribunal? That sounds serious, Harry. We Union men should be shitting ourselves. I wish you hadn't told me that. I'm gonna lose sleep over this. Let's change the subject.
He's clearly happy about the tribunal.
You don't seem worried about it.
Oh, Harry, what do I really think about the tribunal? You're trying to climb to second base with old Everett before you've even courted him properly.
He wants you to do more things for him before.
You mentioned a lawyer girl?
Oh, Liz is a bright one. I paid for that law degree myself, thinking it'll probably turn her all fancy. But hell, Harry, she came back a firebrand socialist. Sometimes she scares me with her zeal.
Tell me about Hardy and his crew.
Oh, they are simply fine young men, all 7 of them. Exemplary union members, always working to advance their position in the local socialist democratic movement. Core members. Old Theo used to run them, but things really kicked into gear when Titus took the reins and named the group after himself. Gotta love his initiative.
Interesting. Who's second in command?
They're almost all of them great guys, born leaders. Whatever happened, I'm sure they only had the best interests of Martinez and Revachol in mind.
They're gonna get a lot of people killed, Everett.
Work with them. Hell, interview them. But don't fight them. They really are just like you. Men who like beer, women, and some order on the streets.
Sounds like organized crime.
He's betting on them being useless to you.
Everett, I met with the Hardys. Can you ask them to cooperate with me?
But of course, it's the least I can do for my good friend Harry. I'll do it right after we've concluded this talk.
You can now go and tell Titus about this. See what he has to say.
Also, Harry, here's 5 real.
Wait, why are you giving me this? I don't need it. I only want you to help me with the Hardy boys.
Oh, I wasn't offering it to you, just holding it out there. But I'm willing to share information. Was there anything else?
Good talk.
Was it a good talk? I'm not sure we made much headway here. I was hoping we'd bust the case wide open. Heck, I even wanted to tell you what I really want to achieve with the strike. I don't know what happened, Harry. I wanted you to feel like Mr. Martinez. And of course, I also wanted you to find your gun. But it's like I can't completely trust you. Yet.
Yet?
Yes, Harry. It's like I can't fully trust you if you're not a man of the left. I want to, but I just can't.
A man of the left. So you have to be a social democrat. He's been hurt too much in the past by men who aren't social democrats.
This is not another corrupt scream. I'm just doing what my heart tells me, dude.
What does your heart tell you about your lost gun, Harry? Does it tell you to forget about it? Or do you think it wants to be found? I think it's lonely and cold. I think it wants to be found, and I have a proposal for you.
And what would this entail?
Once again, I require nothing unethical or illegal of you. You just need to get 2 little signatures on this piece of paper, and then mail it to my accountant in La Delta.
What are the signatures for?
I'm glad you asked, Harry. The Union is going to build a modern youth centre in Martinez. It will be righteous. We're gonna get those teenagers off drugs and on roller skates. There's a nameless little street on the coast with some old houses around it. Most people have already signed. I just need 2 more signatures to get this mission off the ground, Harry.
You mean the fishing village?
Yes, the little cul-de-sac on the coast, where all the men have drowned in either the sea or the bottle. A gloomy place, doesn't have that Union attitude.
But there are people living there.
You're already pretty deep into this. What's a little more? No one can see you here in Martinez.
What will happen to the current occupants?
They are just gonna have to deal with the construction noise for 6 months, and then they'll be living like kings. Right next to a fancy new youth centre, designed by the best architects from Stella Marie.
Is he absolutely sure the tenants won't be thrown out in the street?
And you're 100% sure Noe's gonna end up homeless.
Am I? Harry, these people, Martinez is the most important thing in my life. I would never let anything bad happen to them. We're gonna build a youth centre there. The value of their properties goes up and kids have a place to play in. I'm looking out for these people, not pulling the rug from under them, Harry. I'm looking out for all of Martinez, not just the harbour.
He means it.
Ooh, Kim, what do you think of this?
It depends. I don't think what we just got from Mr. Clare was very useful.
But, he thinks, it's your call.
As I said, it weighs on me heavily. But once we get really talking, well, I'm gonna hand you the keys to Martinez, and maybe even help you figure out who's behind this killing.
He's saying as little as possible, as vaguely as he can. Deliberately omitting things.
I don't want to do this.
Perfectly acceptable. No one's gonna force you into anything, but I don't know about that gun of yours. You see, I'm a vengeful man, Harry. Part of how I got where I am is that, well, I can be quite nasty sometimes. But the good news is, the moment you change your mind and want to look into this matter, just tell me, and we'll be buddies again.
The lieutenant's eyes meet yours, and he shrugs. Okay, fine.
We'll talk later. I don't like any of this. I don't like any of this. I don't like any of this. Like, he's gonna kick those poor people out. They haven't done shit. My gun is gonna end up in a fucking murder thing, isn't it? Good morning.
Right to work!
Alright. Nothing new here. Good morning. I'm here to talk.
It's you again. What is it?
I'm not doing this. Me and Everett talked. He promised you'd cooperate.
Oh, so you went and talked to my mommy, and now she's making me play with you. Is that it, lawman?
Dude, just don't make my life harder.
And what's gonna happen if we don't? You're gonna go and tell on us?
Very mature, guys. He sent word, right?
Yeah, I heard him. Now, fuck do you think I'm doing here? You'd have your ass handed to you if it wasn't for the boss man's word. Let me state this very clearly, capo. Hello, officer. I'm Titus Hardy, and these are my boys. Hardy boys. How may we assist you?
You realize you're named after a children's detective series?
Explosive laughter follows. To his men, Titus Hardy is a golden god. They want to laugh at his jokes even before they leave his lips. This guy is a born leader. But having Everard back you up like that did seem to have.
Alright. Maybe I can get some authority back in this. Alright, let's see. What has authority? Not that. Not that. Not that. I know I have authority shit. Not that. Drama. That's -1. It's -2. Thought I had authorities things. Guess I don't have authority things. I will come back when I put more shit into authority.
I've got nothing to say to you. Why are you wasting your time? I suggest not.
Even though she has excellent control, you caught her off guard. Push her some more.
No. Talk to Titus.
Okay. I have some updates. They're not good updates.
Again? I can't believe this shit. Okay, why not? Let's do the oath. You think he was hanged as a cover-up? Okay, well... I don't know. Oh my god, there's...
I have a feeling that... So the woman upstairs has like a radio or something. I have a feeling she made the call.
The door is closed. Still, no. The lieutenant, he doesn't like where this is going. This door can only be opened with a key or from the inside. Still, no. The lieutenant, he doesn't like where this is going.
Alright. I think she's the one who made the call. I'm pretty sure she did. Alright, I will need to put more points into authority at some point. But not yet. What else can I do? Oh, it's not where. Fine. Form a ballistics analysis. I didn't do that yet? Alright, let's start with that.
The bullet is still safely sealed away in a plastic bag bearing the RCM stamp.
Kim, take a look at this. It's a jacketed bullet from a 5 mil, close to 5 mil in diameter.
A jacketed bullet. Okay. It would have been shot from a military-grade breech-loading rifle, not from a muzzleloader, like those typically found on the streets of Martinez.
So, maybe our eighth person took the guy's gun and shot him with it.
Highly unusual. The people of Revachol haven't carried breech-loading weapons like this for nearly half a century.
Even the RCM uses ordinary unjacketed conical bullets. This is strange. Very strange. I like this, officer. Strange means unique. Unique means incriminating. We need to find the gun that shot it.
Something tells you that won't be anytime soon. This'll have to be one of those epic tasks that's open for a while. A rifle, revolutionary period. Your bullet looks to be an old 4.46 millimeter from the surplus left over from the turn of the century. Probably an antique or a retrofitted antique.
So because I have a gun like that. Okay.
The 4.46 caliber was widely used with the Belmargrave rifle, a Revacholian manufacturer. The BM dominated the battlefields of the Insulindian theater of the anti-centennial revolution 50 years ago. Incidentally, you have just such a rifle with you. The dusty old thing you found hidden in the basement below the commercial area. It's unusable, sadly. If it were, the bullet would probably fit the chamber.
Is anybody making these rifles?
No, but Zeliger, a major firearm manufacturer, ended up with a surplus after the war. So there are still a lot of these old military rifles floating around, usually broken. The quality was appalling.
Who uses Bell McGraw rifles these days?
Antiques enthusiasts, guerrilla fighters in distant countries, a few lucky jamrock bangers. You're looking for the same thing you found in that hidden weapons cache, only in working order.
What are you thinking?
I know where this
Bullet?
came from.
Okay. And?
The shot probably came from a Bell McGraw rifle.
An antique. That makes sense. There can't be many breech-loading rifles floating around in Martinez, or anywhere in Ravachol, really.
That's probably a good thing.
I have to hand it to the monarchs. It's quite admirable that they took the advice of criminologists last century and banned the use of breech loaders in peacetime. Some new RCM recruits get impatient with their muzzle loaders once they've trained with military-grade weapons, but they realize it's worth it in the end.
Prohibiting peacetime law enforcement to front-loaded rifles is a policy enforced by the Moralist International in all the nations of the Real Belt.
Makes you consider every shot. I like it.
Imagine if everyone, cops, citizens, had access to firearms that could shoot multiple rounds without pausing to reload. After the first shot, the second, third, and so on come much easier. But back to the investigation.
Yes, something mysterious is quite afoot with this antique bullet type.
Mysterious? Okay. Either way, we'll know when we find the gun.
Authority?
It's you again. What is it?
Do we have to witness this animation every time?
As you look around this room full of sweaty men, swearing, drinking, spitting out tobacco, does this look familiar?
Where have I seen this before?
You believe the place was called Precinct 41. It was also filled with, almost exclusively, men, sitting on desks, talking shit and wasting time.
I get it, Titus. You guys really are the authority around here.
Huh?
I mean, you must be, you're like, just like real cops, drinking beer, sitting around with your dicks in your hand.
You got a problem with beer now?
Not quite there yet. Push on.
No, I'm a big fan of beer. And jerking off. So I help people like you.
You saying we don't help people? I've been doing this job for 10 years. Martinez was a dump before we put this outfit together.
They don't know, man. They weren't here. We had 3 shootings a week, kids dead, fucking graffito everywhere. You cops haven't shown up since the 30s.
Congratulations on the graffiti removal. All I see is you sitting around talking about Monica's titties while there's a rape victim.
So what? What do you want from me? We took care of that fuck.
Don't let him drink that. One more push, quick.
Yeah, she needs help.
Titus?
She stops mid-sentence. That's it. You got him. He's going to give it up, but on his terms.
You wanna help her, cop? Fine. I'm gonna let you help her. But you treat her with respect. If you don't, if you question her, harass her, A freight train of pain, buddy.
What is her name?
Glacia, I'm on due. She's staying here at the Whirling in Rags. A real pretty one. Silvery jumpsuit, blonde. That's I'm on due with an O-U.
Shit. The girl. The girl upstairs? That can't be her. She knows you drank so hard you forgot you were a cop. You
I don't understand.
Nothing. We just have a few more questions. Then we'll be on our way.
Calm. Normal. Try to forget this little hiccup.
Thank you. We'll talk to her.
Remember what I said. Freight train.
Yep. Freight train. Freight train. Freight train. Don't fuck this up. Don't fuck this up. Oh, shit.
Officer, what was that?
You mean the swelling and the fidgeting when he mentioned her name?
Yes.
I think I know the woman.
The victim? Is there something I should know before we talk to her?
Whatever you do, don't say the first thing.
She knows I didn't remember being a cop.
Okay, that's manageable.
And I met her in the hallway after I woke up.
Understood. You were not in good shape on Monday.
And she knows I did some pretty crazy stuff before I passed out.
So she overheard you? Or did you party together?
So this is what it feels like to be interviewed.
Not very fun.
You'll get through it.
She heard me listening to music and doing weird things from her room. It's the one next to yours.
Anything else?
I asked her where we were, what city this is, and what year it was.
That's clearly your interrogation technique. Anything else?
Nothing.
We'll be alright, Lieutenant. This is nothing.
You feel fortified by his assurance. It's going to be alright. Is it though? Nothing? You're still in for a bumpy ride here. Try not to mess it up.
I'm trying not to mess it up. I knew she was related to this somehow.
The door is
Who is it?
tired, controlled.
This is the police. Can we come in?
Come on up. The door is open. I'm drying my hair.
Sounds like it's coming from upstairs somewhere. You could snoop around before going up. This medicine cabinet is full of wares. It's been used, but not for scrubbing blood off towels. Pharmaceuticals line the shelves. Sheet up among some foreign, probably Messinian. Pill bottles rattle like Nacra. This is used to treat opioid overdoses. Always handy to have around. The lieutenant glances at the rows of pills, then at the door. This window is smooth as up, following your lead. The
Looks like it, yes.
Just as you look at the flowers, a gust of wind raises them from you. You catch a single white flower between your fingers. The rest fly off into the wind. It's a Maybell. The young woman looks at the Maybell in your hand. Just a glance, then takes a drag of her cigarette. The lieutenant gives you an acknowledging little nod.
I now have a flower. I'll take a look at it later. Hi. Shit.
Welcome to the roof.
Her hair is still slick from the shower. Below her silvery jumpsuit, an athletic young body, built long and lean.
I'm sorry for the mess down there. The cleaning lady hasn't come by in days. I'm beginning to wonder if she ever will.
Nice view you got here.
It's much nicer now.
Where the dead body used to hang, clearly visible from the roof, but no longer.
Thank you for that, officers. Truly.
There is something in her light brown eyes, a sadness, when she thinks about the death of that man.
You mentioned the cleaning lady. I think I might need one.
Oh, yes. Legends of room number 1 have made their way around the building. They say a portal to hell has opened in there.
I just trashed the place.
I know. That's probably also why the cleaning lady quit.
I'm sorry.
I'm Kim Kitsuragi. I'm a detective from Precinct 57. I believe you have already met my colleague from Precinct 41.
Have I ever? This is the biggest fan of ostentatious orchestrations I have seen in my life. And I have seen a few. Oh yeah. Life gets hard, but we go on.
The chorus of the 35 single, megaphoning the entire human race, instills you with the fuck it all swagger that prompts one to plow into grannies on your morning stroll.
How long do you think till the hard wears us down?
Oh, I've got a couple of good years left on my warranty.
Miss, we are investigating the murder of the man down there. The people who put him there have asked us to talk to you.
Huh. I see.
Be careful. Ask something else first. When you go there, use words like, I hear you have been through something difficult.
They tell us you've been through something difficult.
Something difficult? I've been through at least half a dozen difficult things. Which one do you mean?
Were you sexually assaulted, miss?
By sexually assaulted, you mean raped?
Oh.
Yes.
It's a bit early in the morning for raped, isn't it?
She sounds positively buoyant, vivacious, totally unbothered.
What do you mean? Were you...
Yeah. I'm gonna go with not raped. I can't say that stuff about him. Tell them it's not my style. They'll have to, you know, if they want to jazz up the charges, they'll have to get someone more, rapeable.
By they, she means the Hardy Boys.
Are you saying that you were asked to tell us you were assaulted?
Not explicitly, but I understood what they meant. It wouldn't hurt to spice things up a bit. Some assault and battery. Sexual assault, maybe. It was clear the latter would be spicier.
What did happen between you and the victim?
We partied.
Like, the kind of partying I do?
With all due respect, sir, I think we partied a little harder than that.
Oh, I didn't know it was physically possible.
Oh, it is. You're still alive.
What did you do when you partied?
We drank, sir. A lot. For weeks, basically. We had that effect on each other. We made each other drink harder. That's why I liked him.
What else?
Stimulants. Speed also has that effect, making you drink harder. And then drinking harder makes you do more speed. It's quite the combination. We also had sex.
So you were lovers?
I guess you can say that, yes. A bit. Lovers is such an emotional word. But there was something there. We did enough drugs for there to be.
How did you two meet?
Downstairs. At the bar. He was on some sort of assignment. A military man, as you probably know. Had a cool, scary scar.
When was this?
A month ago? Something like that.
Can you tell me anything about him? Name, age, eyes?
I'm sorry, I can't do it. Not right now. Later, maybe.
I know it's difficult, miss. We can return to it later.
How do the Hardy Boys know you?
They're frequent guests. Downstairs. They have a booth for union members. They're probably down there now.
And how did you meet?
Over drinks. It's been a long, boring winter.
Did you party?
A little, yeah.
Like you partied with the deceased?
No, not as hard.
I'm sorry to have to ask this, but have you had a physical relationship with any of the Hardy Boys?
I have.
Which one?
Which ones, sir? I don't remember precisely. Titus, obviously. But as I said, it's been a long winter.
So Titus asked you to spice things up for us?
Pretty much.
Warming them.
It must have been pretty hard seeing him.
Oh, yes. I've had a great view. From the roof, out of the bathroom window, in my dreams.
A bitter cringe. It hurts. You look to the lieutenant. He takes a small step closer.
You called us, the RCM.
Yes.
Jackpot.
The call reporting to hanging, that was you. I figured that was her because she's the only one with a fucking phone on her roof.
I made it. And I would appreciate it if you didn't tell everyone. In Martinez, they call it snitching.
Reporting crimes is confidential in Ravachol, miss.
The caller's voice was disguised.
I didn't exactly disguise it. I just muffled the mic and nicked the landline a little.
How?
With nail clippers. And I diverted some radio fuzz into it. Into the cold wire.
So that's why the phone is out of order. She tampered with the whirling landline.
And in the process, you broke the landline downstairs.
Did I? Fuck. I didn't mean to. I had no idea what I was doing.
Jigsaw falling into place. This is satisfying. Good catch. I appreciate the symmetry. Still, that's pretty clever tampering. Simple and clever. Crossing the lines like that.
That's pretty nifty.
Thanks.
She looks a bit like a little girl who's just been complimented on her bike repair skills.
So why go through all that trouble?
I don't know, sir. It was stupid. I was drunk, too. I was probably afraid the union was listening in. Locals say they have ears in the wires.
Thank you for making the call, miss. It was the right thing to do.
I didn't want to, sir. But if I hadn't, he'd still be hanging there.
Why did they hang him if not rape?
He had something to do with the strike. One has been roiling since I got here. Rotten timing. But you probably know all about it.
And his role in this strike was...
I think he was in a security detail. He was ex-military, worked for Wild Pines, and against the Union. We didn't discuss work much, if you know what I mean. But I understood it was dangerous.
And they lynched him for it?
She nods.
Why was there a bullet in his head?
Bullet? They shot him too?
I'm not picking up on any theatercraft here, sir. The pause is sincere.
They stripped his clothes and they shot him?
You mean after they hanged him?
I'm confused.
So am I. Were you aware that he had also been shot, miss?
Things are starting to go a little over my head here. I thought he was hanged. I was not present when they did it. I don't know what happened. I just know what they told me. And Sylvie, the bartender.
This is beginning to get confusing for you too, and we don't like that. Where was she last Sunday night?
Okay, where were you when this happened?
Cowering. I was cowering downstairs with Sylvie.
And you're sure you weren't raped?
I'm 89% sure.
You're not entirely sure?
You know how it is.
Do you?
Do I?
Maybe you don't.
There are numerous cigarette burns on those silvery scales. Easy to see now that you're closer.
In conclusion, officer, I'm gonna go with a mild to medium not raped here.
I don't know what to say about this, Lieutenant.
I'm sorry, miss, but we need a definite statement.
Let me make this 100% clear then, officers. I was not sexually assaulted. Would I be this flippant if I had been?
Alright, thank you for telling us all of this, miss.
She breathes a silvery sigh of relief and weariness. The air on the roof feels humid.
Should we head by downstairs, officer? We may have things to discuss there.
As he says so, you feel the young woman looking at you and get a feeling you can't quite put your finger on. A suspicion?
I had something else before we go.
She nods. Silvery cigarette fumes disappear into her mouth.
What's this wildflower?
She looks at the dried petals in your palm, then lightly touches one with her fingernail. Chipped white polish covers the nail. It's long and sharp, like a mini dagger. The petal crumbles on contact.
Pretty. Looks like a dried maybell. Is that the one you caught? Sambo style?
Why was it here?
Why was there a flower on the roof? I don't know, officer. Because of the wind?
Name for the record?
Clasier Amandu.
Where are you from?
Vredefort, Republic of Oranje.
What do you do?
Something stupid.
What?
Oranese lit. Oranese literature. It's what I studied at the university.
Oh, what's this about?
Fear of failure, fear of death, how it sucks to be Oranese. All national literatures are... Only the name of the nation changes.
If that's true, then Revacholian lit would fit you like a glove.
What is Orange?
A bad memory, officer.
Of what?
Of lilacs and lightning. Parks, glass. Duraluminium. Vredefort is a conference city. It's always autumn there. A night. At least it was for me.
What's so bad about that?
Nothing. If you're no longer there.
And how old are you?
I'm 28.
What do you do with Oranese lit?
Nothing. I do nothing with it.
Okay, cool.
It's not very cool, but what can you do? I'm afraid you...
Why is that?
Because it's buried in a sealed plastic bag at an undisclosed location on the coast, along with cash and airline tickets.
Thank you for your candor. Why?
They say so in your tourist brochure. Keep travel documents away from your person when west of the river.
And how do you know you've told us your real name?
If I were to lie to you, I would come up with a more mainstream name than Clausia Mondu. It's a weird name.
She seems to be telling the truth, sire.
Okay.
Okie dokie.
If any of this made her nervous, it certainly doesn't show in her expression or her movements.
The record. So official.
Nice room you got here.
Yeah. It's pretty deluxe.
What are you doing here in your wearing rags?
I'm wintering.
How long have you been staying here?
About 4 months. I came in November.
The bills downstairs concur.
Why here?
Here in the Whirling, here in Martinez, or here in Ravachol?
Here in Martinez.
I heard this is where the washed-up disco has-beens go.
Came to the right place.
She looks at you and nods.
The window's new.
It is.
The lieutenant makes a note in his notebook. He finds the answer unsatisfying.
Okay.
Watching herself reflected in the bedroom window, torn and sparkling and draped in smoke.
Volition.
Why not?
I don't... Do I have any volition? Might have to come back about that. Got one already. I don't think I have any other volition clothes. If I... There's a cat on my desk. I talk to her.
Officer, What brings you up here in the rain?
42. I might come back to talk about that. All right. Let's put on the polo. What's over here?
The same small, heavy door. No lock in sight.
Where did this one lead to?
I don't know, Lieutenant Freighter. It is not the first closed door we found in this building. There is also your mysterious blue kitchen door.
Do you think it's important?
I don't know. The further we get, the more this building seems to be tied to the case. The vigilantes, the cadaver, and a number of people connected to the case are in or around this building. This door is part of it. It's not unimportant.
All right. Maybe if I... Okay. Physical instrument, I think. I don't need a shirt for this. Do I have any other physical instrument clothes? No, not that. I don't need the shirt, because without the shirt... I think without the shirt I'm +2. It's -2. Alright.
Looks like we have more to discuss with those so-called Hardy boys. Half their reasoning just went out the window.
You think they'll cooperate?
Nothing will make them respect the RCM, but it will disrupt the game they prepared for us. We just stripped off one layer of whatever it is. Her decision to not corroborate their story was definitely not part of the plan.
Why did she tell us this?
What else could she have done? Lie? She saw there was no way to lie and get away with it.
I'm sure she had to lie, wouldn't have known.
If not you, then me. It was a smart move from her.
Something is off.
You think so? She seemed forthcoming. Unusually so. Being forthcoming about some things is a good way to obscure other things. The best liars are always forthcoming. Anyway, we should move.
The same small, heavy door. No lock in sight.
Will it be better with, this?
The same small, heavy door. No lock in sight.
Alright. Hold on. Leave. I just want to make sure. If I put on the tank top.
The same small, heavy door.
Alright, so
No
I have to
lock.
take off the tank top. Stop. Take off the tank top.
The same small, heavy.
Alright, I'm gonna try it. We're gonna try. Sure we don't have like a coat that will help us with all this. Composure. I need a better hat. That's what we need. Better hat. Alright, I'm ready.
The
I'm
same
ready. I'm
small,
ready.
Heavy door. No lock in sight. Something cracks inside. It is an unbelievable.
Nice.
Sounds like the property damage wasn't in vain.